Welcome to the Healthcare Business Secrets Show, where we interview industry leaders and break down exactly how they're dominating their markets so you can learn from the best, can double your revenue, double your impact, and double your time off. In this episode, we're talking with Sue B. Sue's an Instagram expert, social media consultant, keynote speaker, business coach, and founder of the Instagram course Ready, Set, Grow. She and her team have spent the last 7 years developing Instagram marketing strategies for businesses and brands, large and small, and have helped thousands of business owners across the globe. Through her course, Ready, Set, Grow, she educates Instagram newbies and provides them with the right tools to build brand awareness and use the platform to make money. Sue also produces education courses for creative live and regularly speaks on prominent stages such as Social Media Marketing World, Social Media Day, and Traffic and Conversions. Welcome to the show, Sue.
Thanks. Great to be here. Where are you? Where do you live?
I'm based out of New Zealand. Me and my family travel a lot, but we're in here. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm right here in downtown Boston. Have you ever been?
No, I haven't. I've got some friends that are from Boston. I love the accent.
I think you got an accent, so it's all good.
So I wanted to kind of jump straight into what you're working on at the moment. Things are changing with social media. The old ways of doing stuff doesn't really work the same. And I think that a lot of people are applying strategies to build their profile and get known and get clients and things like that using social media. I would say almost wrong, especially for my industry. Health professionals, practice owners, we tend to be quite behind because we're not the ones at the early takers of these things, and we tend to be using strategies that are old. What's your opinion on that? And let's dive into that.
Yeah, so I'm totally a new adopter on any social platform, and hence been teaching Instagram marketing for 8 years. So I'm that person that's curious about something, a new opportunity, a new way of doing things. I like to always stand out from everyone else and think outside of the box. And so I jumped on the Clubhouse wagon really early, and it's been a phenomenal tool to grow authority, grow impact, create community and conversions. And because we are signing up people for a live training and we have automation in the DM on Instagram, we are able to make those conversions happen so much faster, just simply from speaking on stages and running my own club and my own rooms consistently 5 days a week. So it's basically a marketing machine for everything that we do and everything that we stand for.
Yeah. So you're doing a lot more in Clubhouse than, let's say, with Instagram directly as a primary tool. Do you direct them back to Instagram? How does that work?
No, so I'm saying that the latest and newest thing that we've been doing is Clubhouse, but I am consistently teaching and talking about how Instagram is a marketing tool, and it's the most popular marketing tool of the decade. And everything I talk about and teach in Clubhouse goes back to the work that we do on Instagram and on our YouTube channel.
Okay. Generally speaking, if I'm somebody who I'm an expert, I'm a consultant, I'm working with clients, I'm getting them results. Are you generally seeing more around, do you do a lot with paid Instagram? Is it mainly organic? And if you're doing organic, are you doing DM strategies? Are you posting a lot? Like what generally are you seeing is working right now?
So I have a content team and a social team, and we do ads. We do Instagram story ads, Instagram ads, and Facebook ads, primarily when we're in a promotion, more than to get any kind of boosting or engagement. We use organic strategies regularly, and I always have been, and it's worked extremely well for us. And I believe the more video content that you create and the more that people can get to see you, hear your voice, hear your accent, see your eyes, see your smile, and connect with you, your surroundings, your core values, the things that you're interested in, the more intimately they feel to you. And I do video consistently, if not daily, whether it's in my story or a reel or an IGTV or a live. Creating content in all of what I call the Subi neighborhoods is definitely serving us well and favoring, that reach with the algorithm, because we use all the features consistently.
What's the best way of using the different features? Because it starts to get overwhelming. You've got posting on what you could say is your profile, stories, etc. How do you generally navigate all of those? Do they all interlink? Are they separate?
Yeah, so let me break it down for all the listeners. So I believe that Instagram is a village now. When I first started teaching 8 years ago, it was just the feed, and there was only one place to create content, which was more leaning towards that visual perfect visual aesthetic feed. And now there are 5 Subi neighborhoods. You have the feed, stories, IGTV live, and reels, and the latest feature being guides. So Instagram is constantly adding new opportunities and ways for you to create content. And I think it's important as a content creator to know what your audience likes to receive and see and learn, and how. And there's nuances that are very, very different in each area, in each neighborhood. And so I always like to say that your Instagram feed, and it all starts with your bio and the promise that you make to those who decide to follow you. And whatever that promise is that you might make, who you serve, why you do it, and what makes you the authority is the most important aspect of that bio. I like to call it a boss bio. And so the authority needs to be there in terms of why should I follow you and what makes you different than everyone else who teaches Instagram marketing. Well, I've been teaching it for 8 years, so I pretty much know about every single detail of what this little app called Instagram does. And I think it's important to have that authority really, whether you are a doctor or a lawyer or whatever it is that makes you the go-to from the experience that you have. Because when you build the trust from your bio, people are more likely to believe the content in your feed. Now, here's the tricky part. The content in your feed has to match up to the promise that you made in your bio, kind of like a magazine. So the promise of the cover is what you want to see in the magazine. And if you don't see what you said you would see in the cover of that magazine, most likely you won't buy that magazine again. And one of the biggest mistakes I see people making is that the content in their feed doesn't match up to what they promised you would see. It's confusing. It's not focused. It's just random. They're using random quotes. They're using random memes. They're just trying to get engagement, and getting engagement with the wrong audience doesn't serve you. So it's so important to know who you're talking to and what problems are you solving? How are you helping them on a regular basis? So the most important place to create content and to do first is the feed. No matter what everyone says about the algorithm and why you should be doing reels because Instagram is pushing it, if you don't even have a feed that is relevant to the promise that you made, you shouldn't be doing reels. That's not the answer. The answer is creating better content. And so content is literally the magnet that pulls people in every time you post. And the more consistently you are with the way that content feels and looks and the nuances of your business, your brand, your philanthropy, your movement, the more people will recognize you and stay connected and committed to you. And so that's the feed. And I'm happy to move into the other neighborhoods, but I just want to give you a chance to respond.
It sounds like what we're essentially doing is we're creating, albeit this magazine. People see it and they go, oh, this is interesting. Let's take a look. And typically, I'm going to assume they're going to look at your feed first because that's right there. And then as they start to want to engage with you further, they're more connected with you. They then will begin to see more of your other stuff, especially if they've then gone and followed. And so trying to game the system to get engagement and do this and do that is not a long-term strategy, because the long-term strategy is developing the brand and the appeal to it through your content.
Exactly. And I've always played the long game. And because of it, I have a wildly successful business, team of 20, and, over a 7-figure profitable business. There's no quick way to success. It's slow and steady wins the race. I always have believed that as a passionate entrepreneur. So yeah, that is the feed. And stories, Instagram stories, help amplify, promote, and broadcast your content, because most of the people seeing your stories are your current followers, unless you get discovered in a geotag, unless somebody shares your story into their story and now you're exposed to their audience. So stories give a behind the scenes, less polished look and feel of the content. And the best thing that you can do in your stories is get on video and give the content more context, so people again can see you and connect with you, and just go deeper in the content that you're already talking about, so that you can get that organic engagement on your feed post if you're smart about how you give it more context. So stories are amazing. I love the neighborhood, Instagram's constantly adding new gifts, new features, new creative elements. And I used to teach scrapbooking on stage at, I don't know if you know about QVC, but it was one of my businesses. So it's kind of ironic that back in the day, I taught people how to embellish their real photos. And now I get to teach people how to embellish their digital photos using Instagram, specifically all the little features and gifts. And for those of you that want to see what our branded gifts look like, if you just type my name, Sue B. Zimmerman, in the GIF, you'll see we have, my graphic designer has created a lot of different branded gifts that I use in my story to be on brand and stand out from everyone else on Instagram, which is always my, like, going on in my mind. How can I be different? How can I stand out? I never want to blend in.
Let's talk about the different neighborhoods, like you said, and relevance to the content you produce. If you're talking about, let's say, Facebook, the style of content that you do on Instagram compared to Facebook is going to be a bit different. You're on Facebook and you're diving a bit deeper with stuff. You're not going to have a long article on Instagram and you're clicking links and you're reading about things, because it's not really how it works. So in terms of when you're creating feed content, you're creating story content, you got IGTV content, you got reel content, how would you use all of those if you were someone who was an expert who wanted to share their message and connect with their audience and build relationships? What would you be doing different between them? I know you said with stories, it's a bit more behind the scenes, and I definitely get that feel. It's like if you're following a story, you're seeing what they're up to in their life. Feed is more of a presentation. What's your opinion?
Yeah, agree with what you just kind of recapped. And I think, again, it goes back to strategy. So for us, everything starts with our YouTube video, the content that we spend the most time creating from our channel, where we have over 400 videos that are highly produced. And these videos are under 5 minutes. And when I say it all starts with YouTube, is because we know exactly what our audience wants and needs. And we create evergreen content on YouTube because it's owned by Google. And I get, whenever anyone uses any of the keywords in our videos, I get discovered. And so I get discovered to ask to speak, and I get discovered from clients that have hired me, and it's awesome. With that said, on Instagram, and I'll break this down because I think anyone that's a content creator who's committed to creating a blog or a YouTube channel will understand this. So we drop a new YouTube video once a week. We amplify that on Instagram. We create a trailer of that video in our feed as an IGTV. And the reason it's an IGTV is because you can share a link to anything in an IGTV. People don't know this. Your video needs to be over a minute. You can drop any link. So we drop a link to our YouTube video. It is live in the IGTV channel, not in the feed. So if you tap into an IGTV in a feed description, the link won't be hyperlinked, but in the channel, in your IGTV channel, it is hyperlinked. And so now you can link anything. So we link it back to YouTube, teasing that video, driving traffic there within the first 24 hours. And then I typically go live, giving it more context and information. I'll bring on guests sometimes, or I'll talk about it and I'll share deeper about the content or the story that was on YouTube. Again, having that live is now an opportunity to save it as an IGTV in my feed and continue going deeper with the content. Building that trust and authority is always my goal. And that's what people want more than anything. Can they trust you? Do they believe you? Are you just spewing things off of the internet? Or do you actually have the experience as that go-to educator, authority, or expert? And so people can tell when you're doing a real-time video or an interview like this, or on Clubhouse on a stage. Either it's in your brain and you can say it, or you're reading it from a piece of paper that you read. And so I always go deeper with the content that serves our audience. And then we know a lot of the pain points. So if you look at my Reel channel, that is like showing real micro content within 15 to 30 seconds of a tip or a mindset shift or a hack that is quick and an easy win that someone can have from all related back to being an entrepreneur, being having a successful business, growing a team, having a CEO, all the pieces that people are really curious about when you are a successful business. So each neighborhood has different ways to optimize the content that you're posting. And I have all of this inside of our signature course, Ready, Set, Grow. And it is like 9 hours of content.
So it sounds like you're using Instagram to set up and go lateral on the content that was primarily produced with YouTube as a way of bringing people into then going and
into the
watching.
funnel. So Instagram is a marketing tool that we use to grow our email list every day, typically 100 to 200 people a day. Between our Clubhouse efforts and our Instagram efforts, growing our email list is always the goal. And then bringing them into the fold, there's we have an email sequence that's 6 or 8 emails, really getting people to know me, some of the resources that we have, and connect deeper with me, so that when we have something to sell, and right now we have a live training that we're doing 5 webinars for, people are signing up for that and ready to sign up for that. And then we'll have, an 8 to 10% conversion on the live viewers for that webinar.
Yeah. Makes a lot of sense. Do you do a lot with low ticket offers and then scaling people up, or do you start with high ticket and then downsell?
We used to do low ticket offers. Our lowest ticket is Ready, Set, Grow. And what we do is scale up. And on Ready, Set, Grow, when it's in Evergreen, there's an upsell, there's a downsell in the Evergreen, but on the live, there's a live fast action bonus. And there's an expiration that you only get from that live webinar. We have bonuses built in for the live and bonuses built for that actual launch. And if you don't get it during the launch, you don't get that bonus. So that works really well for us. And then we have an evergreen sales funnel that runs all year. And it's definitely the thing that brings in money every single day from the ads that we target.
I'd love to get your take on this in terms of, do you go for more volume of clients or higher revenue per client? And where do you see most people should be leaning towards? We have a 10K program, and then we have a mastermind on top of that. And that's really the only thing that we do, except for a small masterclass, because we have different sales process and a different outcome. But where do you see that fit in, and what's your opinion?
So what happens for us is, we funnel people into Ready, Set, Grow because we know that everyone wants to learn Instagram. So our audience are people new to Instagram, people turning their personal to a business account, people who haven't yet made money on Instagram, or people who are just starting out. So yeah, new to Instagram, not making money or changing their personal to business, or they've been on Instagram for a while and they just haven't been able to monetize. So that's who we target. This is the program for that person. Now, with that said, our community, which has over 3,000 people in it, we invite people through an application to join our high-level pro coaching program that we are very, very selective of who we accept. And the integrity of that program is the elite students that want to work closer with me and my team. And in that program, it's not just about Instagram, it's about online marketing and everything that you need to understand to convert and actually make money.
Yeah, that makes sense. So for me, it sounds similar to where we're sort of pivoting towards, which is having an entry program and then a primary program. And we currently do it in terms of, because of the ROI that people get with our primary program, that's the entry portal. And then we have the elite who are wanting to build 7-figure on the back of it. And I think for my opinion on that is it really comes down to who your audience is, where they're at, and what the ROI is for them, so that you can take that journey effectively.
My audience is primarily women 40 and older who want to make an impact and leave a legacy. I do have guys in my program, but not that many. And I do have, young, 20 and 30-year-olds in it as well. But honestly, my target audience is fabulous because typically money is not as much of an issue as it is for most other people just starting out.
Yeah, 100%. Talk to me about Instagram guides. Haven't heard of that. Haven't even looked at it.
So if you go to my feed and you look at under my highlights, you will see, can I share my screen and show everybody? Can you give me screen sharing?
Let me do that.
Cool. Let me show you, because I don't know about you, but I'm a visual learner and it helps so much more when
you can share.
When you see the screen. Let's do it. Okay, so guides are the newest feature and it's right under the highlights. And if you tap in, you can see the guides that are created. And we have, whoops, here it is. It's so weird. On desktop, it doesn't like show it. It is available. It's there. So let me just go back to the visual. So everyone knows it's right here. And if you tap, these are the three. And if you tap in, I don't know why on desktop, it's a little glitchy, but if you tap in, you will see this guide is all about going from discovered to, oh, maybe I can share my phone. It's plugged in and that would be even better. Hold on.
Now, let me ask you, I can see that on your profile. Is that a feature based on followers? Is it a feature just in North America? Because I don't have it.
Oh, no, you do have it. Go to mine and you'll be able to,
in terms of on my profile.
You don't have it yet because you haven't done one yet.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, if you go to mine and you tap on, I'm going to try doing this again. Sometimes oh, here we go. Let's do the AirPlay here. If you tap on my guide at the bottom, you'll be able to create one. Oh, I don't know why it's not allowing me to share the phone. But yeah, if you go to my guides under my highlights, you'll see the going from discovered to desired. And that if you tap on that, you will be able to create your own guide. If you could scroll to the bottom of my guide, from discovered to desired, at the very bottom, you can create your own guide. And there's a lot of nuances with a guide. And I do have a YouTube video coming out teaching you everything that you need to know about the titles, the description. You can share up to 20 posts, not only from yourself, but from other people in the guide. Just think of it as a brochure and a resource, and it does have its own unique URL that you can share in a blog post or share in a Facebook group. So it's a great new feature.
Yeah, it looks good, and I can see how we could apply this into marketing to drive people back, but also give them access to things to your followers. I love it. That's good. That's good.
Yeah. Awesome.
With Clubhouse, did you leverage your audience on Instagram and then start drawing people in, or have you been doing a lot of stuff as well of being part of other groups and growing followers and then running your own?
So my strategy with Clubhouse, again, I'm an early adopter on every app. I was on Periscope, I was on Blab, I was on Meerkat, Snapchat. I'm not there anymore, but Clubhouse has been wildly successful because it's all audio. It's like this without the visual. And so no matter what stage I am on, I can speak to my experience. And there's a lot of people that aren't just as quick on their feet as I am. And so I can talk about business and scaling, and I've had 18 businesses. So I can talk about so much product and service-based businesses. And a lot of it is learning from experts and authorities and just being able to speak your truth. And so I created a club. It's called The Real Deal because I'm the real deal. And that we have 2,000 members and 2,000 followers and over 1,000 members. And when you have members, you can do special things for those members within that within your club. So it's really exciting, and you can monetize your club as well. So there's a lot going on. I'm actually part of a book that's being published. I'm often pulled on stages in other people's rooms as well. And because I like to speak and I'm a globally recognized keynote speaker, daily I do a room for 5 days a week. And I feel like that's my conference. I'm on stage and I get to speak and teach for an hour. I limit it to an hour. And there's people in the audience. And every day we have a wildly interactive, active audience. And because I have automation in my DM, for example, if you type the word 3 keys in my DM right now, you will automatically get my free training. That is our live training. And I can say keywords and it's auto generated because I'm in a beta for this phenomenal software. So my DMs are all automated with my bot, and I'm able to just speak and say, type this in the DM and you'll get my guide. Type SEO and you'll get the guide that I just talked about. Type the word caption and you'll get my post builder. And so these are all PDF downloads that are lead magnets to get people to opt into our email list. And so every single day we just have a slew of people, and it's all free. And because we lost our ads 2 months ago, don't ask, so many people lost their ads account. It was quite a shit show for a while, but we've built back up our ads and we're slowly able to get to our budget It's just taken some time, but Clubhouse has been phenomenal for all of that organic growth that we in the past would have spent $20,000 or $30,000 on.
Yeah. Facebook is the bane of my life, generally speaking. Great platform for running ads, but they tend to like to throw you off for no apparent reason, and then give your accounts back randomly. So I've definitely dealt with that myself. Where I know we've talked a lot about Clubhouse, we've talked a lot about Instagram. Where would be the best place for people to connect with you online, and what's something that you can give them to bring them into your world if they're looking at leveling up their Instagram?
Yeah, I always say whenever I do an interview to come over to the Instagram expert, leave a comment on my last post. Let me know what your favorite takeaway was from listening to this. I always like to connect more intimately. And I do come over from all of the notifications in my comment thread. I do have a team that helps me with the engagement in my DM because it's kind of crazy. We get hundreds and hundreds and hundreds a day. But if you're really looking to up your Instagram game, you definitely want to type in 3 keys in my DM. Or if you're looking to understand how to write a post that really captivates your audience, our post builder is amazing. And you can just type caption and you'll get on our email list and it will be awesome. And I don't know if your audience knows this, but on every single Instagram account, there's a little bell icon on the top right. And you can tap that bell, turn on notifications for posts, stories, IGTV, and live. And so when you find a content creator or someone that you're learning from, that you want to keep learning from, just tap the bell and turn on those notifications. I tell people to do that on YouTube all the time as well. Yeah.
Yeah. Amazing. Thank you so much for coming on the show. I learned a lot, and I know that our audience did as well.
Wait, what was your favorite thing that you learned?
That you can do guides. I'm just gonna literally put everything up into there. It's when you know something, but then you're not really doing it because anyway. And I talk about this a lot on the show. It's like knowing and doing are two different things. Seeing how you're doing it with YouTube and linking it in, and then using the different reels and IGTVs to break that down and to push engagement from different, because not everyone's going to watch all of your stuff.
No, they don't.
Bringing them in, they can see it. That's what we're going to definitely start doing.
Yeah, we reel them in every which angle, and it's served us well, and it continues to. And it does take consistency, perseverance, and standing out from everyone else who does what you do. There has to be a point of difference. And so many people just copy what other people are doing. And I'm all about being original. And I think that would be a great takeaway for people to listen to, especially in the health and wellness space, which I know a lot about. It's the most competitive space there is. And so how are you different, and what's your credibility? What makes you different than everyone else that does what you do? That's what you need to ask yourself. And those are the questions that you need to get real with. Yeah.
100%. You have an amazing rest of your day. You take care.
You too. Thank you.
Thank you for listening to the show. If you like the episode, please hit subscribe and leave us a review. I'd really appreciate it, as it helps us get our episodes out to more people just like you who want to know how to increase their revenue, impact more people, and build businesses that work for the lifestyle they want. Now, I know your time is valuable, and I know that you are here to learn the secrets to success in your health business. So I have something special for you just for checking out the episode. Now, if you're a health professional, coach, or trainer in business, and you're serious about growing a profitable, impactful business, then pay attention, because as a listener of the show, I want you to win. And so I've created a host of resources available exclusively for listeners of the show. So if you're tired of trying to figure out this game of business, marketing, and sales all on your own, and you're ready to just implement what's already proven to work rather than reinventing the wheel, I want you right now to go and check out healthcarebusinesssecrets.com/insider. And there you'll find over $5,000 worth of trainings, resources, and coaching available only for listeners of the show. There I'll give you the resources on everything from how to acquire 10 times more of your ideal clients using social media and paid ads, even referrals, how to increase your client conversion into packages at an 80 to 90% conversion rate like me, how to retain your clients for longer, getting them better results and making them happier, how to increase your prices and charge a premium to work with you, and how you can build a 6, multi-6, even 7-figure practice just like I did, but with 1/10 of the time and 1/10 of the effort. What I want you to realize is that everything I teach comes from exactly what I did to have success and still have success in my own health business, and I want to share that with you so you can have success too. So go check out healthcarebusinesssecrets.com/insider right now, and let me help you win big in your health business. Also remember to subscribe for 2 episodes every week for full of the secrets to have success in your health business, as well as leave us a review so we know what you thought of the show. And I'll see you on the next episode.